Hello guys, I'm Vinay. In this video, we will talk about what are the types of HDR. So while it's now been with us a little while, there are still plenty of people out there who don't yet own an HDR TV and may be baffled by the concept. Heck, even those who do own an HDR TV may not know what HDR means or how to actually watch it. Truth is, it's complicated subject, especially with manufacturers and content creators developing and implementing different varieties of HDR. But it's also worth preserving with because well implemented HDR has a transformative effect on picture quality, perhaps even more so than the movie from Full HD to 4K. So what it exactly is and how will it make your video pictures look better than ever? Well, in this video, we're going to explain all the formats. So before starting with the video, let me tell you about something about HDR. So HDR stands for High Dynamic Range. The term originates in photography and refers to a technique to heighten a picture's dynamic range, the contrast between the brightest whites and the darkest blacks. The theory is the higher the dynamic range, the closer a photograph gets to real life. HDR for television is basically the same idea. Look at the sky. The clouds may be white or grey but there should be definite layers. Around the clouds, you should be able to pick out varying degree of brightness. Now look at clouds on your TV. They tend to look flat by comparison, with white level crushed and layers virtually indistinguishable. There are several reasons for it. So the first reason is your TV is limited dynamic range or its inability to illustrate the finest differences in brightness. This means you miss out on the nuance that should be there. After all, your eyes can differentiate a lot more information than your TV feeds you. So then there is processing that takes place along the chain after something is filmed. It dramatically reduces the amount of information transferred in order to match the technical limits imposed by your TV. And lately though, TV have become much more capable, and by that we mean bright. A normal TV puts out around 100 to 300 nits of brightness, where one nit from one Latin word to shine is equivalent to the light provided by one candle. An HDR TV can in theory delivers up to 5000 nits. So this is the idea, that is to let you see more of what is recorded. You will get more details, and in the shadows and highlights, sunlight will gleam properly off windows, and colors will be richer and more lifelike, with more dedicated graduations and greater shifts in tone. Basically your picture will look more natural and more real. So now we have understand what is HDR. Now I will tell you about the types of HDR that are currently used. So basically there are 5 types of HDR, but the most important ones is HDR10, HDR10 Plus, Dolby Vision, HLG, which also stands for Hybrid Log Gamma, and Technicolor HDR. So we will definitely discuss what is HDR one by one. So HDR10 is an open, royalty-free standard incorporated into all HDR compatible TVs, home theater receivers, Ultra HD Blu-ray players, and select main media streamers. So it is considered more generic as its parameters are applied equally throughout a specific piece of content. For example, an average brightness range is determined across an entire film. So this is the most simple form of HDR. So basically any HDR is HDR10. Now let's talk about Dolby Vision. I have also made a dedicated video regarding that. If you want, I will post the link in the description where you will be able to see. But for now, Dolby Vision is the HDR format developed and marketed by Dolby Labs, which combines hardware and metadata in its implementation. The added requirement is that content creators, providers, and device makers need to pay Dolby a license fee for its use. Dolby Vision is considered more precise than HDR10. Its HDR parameters can be encoded scene by scene or frame by frame, and it can be played based on the capabilities of the TV. In other words, playback is based on the brightness levels present at a given reference point, such as a frame or scene, rather than limited to the maximum brightness level for the entire film. On the other hand, the way Dolby structured Dolby Vision, all licensed and equipped TVs supporting that format can decode HDR10 signals if the TV manufacturer turned on its capability. However, a TV that is only compliant with HDR10 isn't capable of decoding Dolby Vision signals. So this is about Dolby Vision. Now let's talk about HLG, which is also known as hybrid log gamma. So it is an HDR format that is designed for cable, satellite and over-the-air TV broadcast. It was developed by Japan's NHK and the BBC Broadcasting Systems, but is license free. The main benefit of HLG for TV broadcasting is that it is backward compatible. In other words, since bandwidth space is at a premium for TV broadcasters, using an HDR format such as HDR10 or Dolby Vision doesn't allow owners of non-HDR TVs to view the HDR encoded content. However, HLG encoding is another broadcast signal layer containing added brightness, information without the need for specific metadata that can be placed on top of the current TV signal. As a result, the images can be viewed on any TV. If you don't have an HLG enabled HDR TV, it won't recognize the added HDR layer, so you won't get the benefits of the added processing, but you will get a standard HDR image. Although HLG provides a way for both HDR and HDR TVs to be compatible with the same broadcast signals, it doesn't provide an accurate and HDR result if viewing the same content with HDR10 or Dolby Vision encoding. Now let's talk about Technicolor HDR. So of the four major HDR formats, Technicolor HDR is the least known and is only seeing minor use in Europe. Without getting bogged down in the technical details, Technicolor HDR is probably the most flexible solution as it can be used in both recorded streaming and disc and broadcast TV applications. It can also be encoded using frame-by-frame reference points. In addition, in a similar fashion as HLG Technicolor, HDR is backward compatible with both HDR and HDR enabled TVs. You get the best viewing result on an HDR TV, but an HDR TV can benefit from increased quality based on its color, contrast and brightness capabilities. Technicolor HDR signals can be viewed in HDR, making it convenient for content creators, content providers and TV viewers. Technicolor HDR is an open standard that is royalty free for content providers and TV makers to implement. Now last but not the least, let's talk about HDR10 Plus. So basically it is a new version of HDR10 or upgraded version of HDR10. So what happens, the Samsung and Panasonic have implemented HDR10 Plus, and it is the upgraded version of HDR10 and direct rival to Dolby Vision. The main purpose is you have to watch the content with dynamic metadata, and this enables you to watch it. Right now it is implemented mainly on TCL, OnePlus, Samsung, Panasonic and Philips TVs, while LG does not support it yet. At the same time, Samsung does not support Dolby Vision. So Samsung is working towards making HDR10 Plus a direct rival to Dolby Vision in dynamic term data. So that's it for now guys. I really hope you enjoyed it and you found this video useful to you. If you find this video important and you gain something out of it, please thumbs up my video and also subscribe to my channel. I will also make other videos regarding different technologies that is required for you in order to buy a new TV, so that you will be able to make an informed choice. If you like my work, please share my video with your friends. I will be seeing you next time. Till then, thank you.